PSGL F1 Round 10 Monza. So it's the 10th round of the championship. 5 to go, and it's Blizzard who leads the title battle. Back in the commentary box for me today is Teja, and we've also got special guest and driver Lee Finley.
Hello there.
Yeah, so Lee, just a very quick one. We've got 0 viewers at the moment, but how do you feel about your qualifying ban, first of all?
Yeah, well, obviously it's always frustrating getting a qualifying ban, but at least it's on a track where you can't overtake. Low downforce, so at least the race isn't over from there. Because I had another race a few weeks ago around there, and he went from P18 to P2.
Yeah, well, you never know what can happen. It's PSGL F1, and expect the unexpected. That's all I've got to say. We've got onto the podium in the chat. We've got Drebe, we've got Kerr AMS, we've got the Epic Gamer. So everybody tuning in tonight and saying, "Oh, this race isn't going to be that good. It's not going to match previous races." But I'll tell you what, it definitely will. We've even got Flying Frome, the legend Flying Frome, who turned down an F1 drive previously, and he has noted it as one of the worst mistakes of his PSGL racing career, as he was stuck in the cesspit that's known as F2. So we'll just wait for the drivers to enter the lobby. We've got 3 minutes until the race start. Tejera's gone for a quick fag, and Lee Finley here tonight, the featured driver for Force India. And, can you spot any special guests stand the Force India garage, Lee, for this race? I mean, there's one man who's stood by your side all throughout this season, and I think we can see him.
Yeah, well, I think David Moyes will be is back initially here today. Like he's obviously been missing this last couple of weeks. Just been missing that inspiration from him. So I think he's obviously I think he is back freshly because he loves the Italian food.
Yeah, he definitely does, and I'm sure he signed a few famous Italian players back in the day for Everton. We've got Abby Odin in the chat. We've got Leon Bentley in the chat as well. We've even got Gaming Ali Monda, the former PSGL F1 commentator for around 3 or 4 seasons. I'm starting to lose count, but he's here for a very, very long time. So we are waiting for this race to get underway. Your championship leader is Blizzard, and he's got a lot of points this season. 27 points clear at the top of the standings in front of McSendit. So definitely one favourite for this race. There's not much else to say. The F1 stream has been shared on the Twitter page. I think I might need to pop it in the PSN chats. I can never be bothered to, but now might be the time. And we've got to send a special shout out today to Blizzard F1. It is Blizzard's birthday today. I don't know how old he is, but Blizzard, aging, certainly in his prime, so it could be a celebratory day today. Or he might remember this birthday for all the wrong reasons. And if we get him in the party at some stage, I'm sure Teja would be more than happy to sing Happy Birthday at the end of the race.
Not.
Oh, you will. Believe me or you will. 14, someone says, so Drebe keeping an eye on the ages,
You can go ahead.
I was going to say, we've got Gary Glitter. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing.
Bit wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm messing. Leon's asking for a pile-up to happen. And he's hoping not to be involved. If you hope for a pile-up, well, you run the risk of being involved in one. So I don't understand that. But Tej, over to you to just introduce the stream. Just introduce yourself. You've been away for a month. What have you been up to? You've been enjoying the lush life.
Yeah, a few weeks off, nice and relaxing. And a pleasure to come back to Monza, Italy. Bit of pressure this evening on CC Brain and AMS. I said AMK then, I don't know why. Obviously, they've had a bit of a bad season so far, and they'll be hoping in front of the Tifosi to get some points on the board and put a good performance in for the Ferrari fans and the Tifosi.
No, fair enough. We've got 11 viewers on stream, so everybody really ramping their way in to the stream, wanting to catch a bit of F1 action. Maybe there's not enough Monday night football on tonight, and what better than to tune in to PSGL F1 race. Anything can happen. And we're waiting for the lobby to start. It's overran by 2 minutes, so the train has been delayed. Don't know who we're waiting for. But Tej, I know you're a big admirer of Lee Finley. He's here at the moment. You got any questions for Lee?
I'm very shy at the moment to actually be joining the same. No questions for him. He's obviously been banned from qualifying. I haven't really caught up with the leagues for some time actually. But I was wondering, why were you banned from qualifying, Lee?
Well, it was because of the qualifying incident at the last race at Spa. I was about to start my lap, and I just wasn't paying any attention. And then Mick said that he had to take a voting action, which cost him pole, because the difference between first and second, he qualified second, but the difference is minute. So so that definitely cost him pole. So yeah, I can only apologise for that, really. But because I have a qualifying ban, then yeah, that serves me right, really. So
yeah, well, you're
you
forgiven.
You feel hard done by somewhat with the qualifying ban?
I mean, I guess yeah, a little bit, but I guess the main thing here is that you can overtake, and I get free choice of tires, so that's the only positives I can take from that. Not giving up on a good result always, because there always be a safety car, virtual safety car. Cars can happen here. Just never know.
Well, judging on this weekend's PSGL races, you could be expecting a safety car and hopefully finding yourself up into the higher point scoring positions. I'm sure David Moyes would have given you a slap on the head after the qualifying ban, and he'll be giving you words of encouragement to send you out on the medium tyres.
But we are here at Monza. It's round 10 of the PSGL F1 calendar, and you know what, Tej? It's live. And it's live here today, and I wonder what conditions are we going to get? Are we going to get a bit of rain? Are we going to get a bit of sunshine as we wait for the conditions? It looks relatively dry, as we can see the fans on top of the pit garages there. Look at them. They're really excited for today's race. They're hoping for a little bit of action. And, Lee Finley will
supposed to be a wet race.
Yeah. Is it?
I hope so.
Yeah, intermediates.
Full?
Lovely.
Full all the way through?
Yep, all the way through.
Excellent,
Oh, fantastic.
lovely jubbly. So I wanted this race to end pretty quickly, but looks like we're in for a long one. I don't mind. It means we might not see as much overtaking. But Tom,
well, it might be over quickly. You never know. We might get lucky. We might get a little coming together like they did in F4. I've seen the clip. I thought it was very humorous, as I'm sure a lot of you did out there watching public. So qualifying has started.
Yeah. And we're just going to wait for Lee Finley to come out of the garage, because despite having a qualifying ban, he can leave the garage because he has to save his setup. We've got another car leaving the garage, and I don't really want to go on board with him. It's a Red Bull. Unless if it's Big C, we will go on board with him. It is Big C. It's a 7-time world champion in PSGL. One of the most historic names on the grid. He has won this race in the past as Little Blocks leaves the session. It's Big C who ravishes out of the pit lane here in the Monza sunshine. And Tom, you've known Big C for a long time. you've hit a sticky road with him, and it's been quite well documented. You know, we might as well clear the air live on stream. You know, what does this man mean to you?
What do you mean well documented?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been out there from what I've seen, but you know, the relationship between you and Big C has been a little bit rocky at times, but you know,
not really.
Over the time you've been racing with Big C, you know, what's his strengths and weaknesses?
No, I think I've been a bit of a dick there, but I think to be honest, me and Colin's obviously a bit of respect there and whatever. We've had head banging over the years, but yeah, respect the guy. You got to. He's a 7-time champion, so yeah.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you've got to say when is enough, and you know, this man has been going on for a long time. You know, sooner or later, careers do come to an end, and you know, some may argue that Big C is in the twilight of his career as he ravishes around the sunshine here at Monza. He's about to start a lap here around the famous.
You won't be going anyway. You like being a shark in a fish tank, so yeah, you won't be going anyway. So,
yeah, that's me going out now.
That's fine, Mitch. We'll catch a sight of you later, but we're on board with the 7-time champion. Starting a lap here in the Monza Sunshine, and he is going for it. Brakes into turn 1. Looks smooth as you like. And Tom, you know, the Red Bull, it's got a good power unit in the back of it. It's equal car performance. This man looks like he's set his car up for a bit of straight line speed.
I'd like to do so, especially with the lack of downforce required at the Monza circuit. So makes it a glorified oval. Not at the moment. That aspect is out on the super soft.
Oh, Big C's just gone wide at Lesmos. Big C's gone wide at Lesmos. Blizzard's out. Blizzard is out of qualifying, but Big C's lap is not really too great. So he's gone in the gravel. He's binned that one. And we're just going to catch a sight of Lee, who's on an out lap on his way in. Lee, you know, how are the track conditions out there, you know? Well, how have you set your car up?
Well, I just not really changed too much, because obviously need the straight line speed, but all I changed is the ride height to just increase it a little bit, and that's really all I changed.
About the curbs though, just to give you a bit of a softer suspension so you can ride the curbs somewhat, especially coming up to this part of the track. Really attack the corners.
Yeah, the suspension just needs to be really soft. Like even increasing the ride height as well. That makes a big difference in the curves. I mean, it's only intermediate conditions in the race, so you don't need like a an extreme weight setup. You don't need like 11 ride height. So.
Disappointingly, I thought you were going to go and do a qualifying lap.
We got lap times have come down, and it's Francis Jessica on provisional pole. Sorry, Lee, I've got to interrupt you. Francis Jessica has just gone provisional pole with a 19.2. Very good lap time. It's a good start there from Francis Jessica. And Tom, can you see anybody else like that? I think Abiodun. No, Abiodun has called a couple. What about Odems?
Odems, let's have a look at the lead McLaren driver as he comes up to the second sector. He's just currently on. No, he's on a. I don't think he's always done a hot lap. He must have been validated somewhere because his ERS is quite low. I imagine he'll be coming to the pits right about now, as he looks to be running out of fuel as well. So he's going to have to just be trying to kick and course just to get the car back to the pits. And there's a bit of a cheer going on outside the Ferrari garage as CC Brain comes out as he comes flying down the pit lane now to try and set his first lap of the qualifying session on the super soft tyres.
Yeah, and just a report, I've got a report from the Ferrari garage, you know, secret gossip from both CC Brain and AMS that there's an MG UK problem for the Ferrari team. They weren't expecting to be setting quick qualifying lap times, but CC Brain really hammering home there as he cuts the opening corner there. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see, Tom, how the Ferrari team responds. Now that they know there's going to be wet conditions expected for the race, they might, you know, the MG UK issue may have suddenly fixed itself. You know, Ferrari team, you know, well documented in recent years, having a few issues, not having the best of runs around here at Monza.
No, and it's probably one of the only teams you actually drive for, in regards to like online racing, where if you are fortunate enough at some point in your racing career to be a Ferrari driver, you do genuinely look at the Italian race, even though it's not real, it's obviously just like an e-sport, but you still go for it. You know fine well you're in a Ferrari car in Italy and You know, you actually try and give that extra 10% and hope that you can do the to force you proud, regardless of how your season's gone. And I imagine CC Brown and AMS 97, they'll be feeling the same way. Have you previously driven for Ferrari, Ewan, in your career?
Not in PSGL. Actually, once in PSGL, and it was at Race of Champions around Monaco. I think I got second place that day. But CC Brain in the Ferrari, you got to admit, it is such a beautiful car. You know, anybody who gets to drive this, you know, you've got to be fortunate. And Big C is a driver who's won a PSGL F1 title in it. So, you know, it has got some pedigree and success in the PSGL F1 league. So the Ferraris, I believe, a line astern, I think that's name that's right behind him in the distance. So
CC Brain now, he goes for the leg nose 1. Taking the 6th gear, he's going to go drop down 2 to 4. Yes, he does it. He just kisses the curb on the exit. Nice and controlled there. Just got them optimum line as he opens the DRS now as we fly down to the Variante. It's not a Variante, sorry. It's a Curva de Cerrigo, however you pronounce it. The Variante Ascari. As he'll be getting that in the 7th gear.
Yeah, and you know
gear.
why?
Oh, he's invalidated his laps there, Aaron. I do apologise.
Oh no, and you know why they call it the Ascari? Because I believe there was some driver called something Ascari and he died at that corner, so they renamed that corner to Ascari. But AMS crosses the line and goes 5th in the Ferrari, so that MG UK issue certainly repairing itself as a Ferrari team realise the conditions for the race, so they're starting to prioritise qualifying a little bit more. I don't think many drivers on the grid expected rain for today's race. And Lee Finley is with us, you know, the driver commentator for this race. You know, can you see anything, Lee, out there on track?
No, I'm just like everywhere I go. I see guys on their out laps. See Squeezy's just on a lap. He's heading down towards turn 1. Up to 219 miles an hour, so he's obviously running low downforce. Takes turns 1 and 2 quite nicely in the power. Always upsetting quite early, so not sure what's going on there.
Maybe a tactic, maybe you know, looking after the engine. And Tej, the Croydon Clown Cliffy's just a little bit up the road, and he's on a set of yellow marked compounds. The Croydon Clown Cliffy, Tej, you know, that's what he's been billed as in the F1 league. You know, what can you see there?
I'm quite surprised he's gone on the yellow matte tyres, obviously with it being a wet race, and you'd be looking to use all 3 sets of your super softs. That is guessing that you've used the softest choices available. So Cliffy's going to try and hang it out there as he goes wide, coming out with the corner there as
Lickle
looks like his lap might be validated, actually.
Lickle Blotz has gone fastest. The man who disconnected Lambo, the F2 champion. The F2 champion promoted up to F1. He's gone fastest. Van Cliffy dived into the pit lane, but we will go back to Squeezy, who I believe is about to cross the line now in the McLaren. And no, he cannot improve, Tom. They can't improve. A game of the best, third in the standings. No, he's not on no lap. Sam Bam Kid. Yeah,
the newest arrival to the grid. No stranger to PSGL, of course, Aaron.
Yeah, it's almost like he just can't get enough. He just keeps on coming back with Sam Bam. It's like a bad rash, you know, you just can't get rid of it. And Sam Bam Kid back for more. Obviously, Sam Bam was involved in an embarrassing incident many years ago where he impeded Ash Best's hopes of winning the Australian Grand Prix back in season 20 along with his good friend Shortbread, but all is forgotten unless we keep bringing it up.
He's come back covered in Sudra creme, hoping to fend off the rashes so he doesn't have to disappear once more. Hopefully those Barukas have been bazookaed as we now see the lead McLaren driver VSR Marquis as he comes out of the opening chicane as we have a long run down the first sector. Oh, he's only a lap. Oh.
He's an out lap. I believe I was with CC Brain a second. I think he's going for it. CC Brain's going for it. He's just coming through the Lesmos here in the Scuderia Ferrari. Got to give the Ferrari a lot of airtime as CC Brain really wrenching that car around. Rumoured MG UK failure for the Ferrari team, but seems to have repaired itself, Tom, as we see that car heading down towards the Ascari chicane very shortly. Just take us through this final sector.
He's really struggling with the car and he's throwing it around like a kebab in the early hours of Saturday morning. He's absolutely everywhere with it through the section there as we come down to the final corner.
Yeah. France is just about.
As we go down into fourth, back into fifth. I think he went down too many gears. I wonder if it's going to affect his lap time as he goes 190. Could go for a 119 possibly here.
Oh, it was a good lap. Second place.
CC Brain.
What a lap. The man who's been struggling for form this season pops on the first row of the grid along with Lambo. But Francis Jessica is third at the moment in the Williams. He yet to score a point this season. One of the most embarrassing comebacks to F1. You know, really hasn't made a name for himself. But today, Francis Jessica, he or she, you know, will be looking to get on the score sheet.
Yeah. At the moment, Aaron, Francis Jeffers on the second row.
Yeah.
Alongside ALRT, Mickle, who seems to be changing his PSN every time I come back. As we look now, who else is further down? We've got Abby Obzone as well. Gamer.
Big C is on that. He's just started. I don't know if anybody's further down. What about a bit of Mantamari? No, he's too far behind. Sorry, Mitch Emery.
Who's Mantamari?
My apologies. We've got Odoms on lap here in the McLaren. Currently last on the grid at 18th. There's 3 drivers who've retired from the session ahead of him, including Blizzard, Cliffy and Lee Finley.
I think he's invalidated again, the Wirren, because he was took down his ERS levels down to level 3. As we go down the cover parabolica, knocks it back up to level 5, 4th gear, 5th, 6th. He runs a bit wide there, so I have to imagine that he's actually running a dry setup, especially for a wet race, which is quite surprising. As he puts the car up in 5th place, I have every confidence that Makis can go a lot quicker than the pace he's currently showing. He'll be hoping to nip into the pits, put on a fresh pair of boots, and put that McLaren further up the grid as we look who else is out.
Red Bull, there's a Red Bull. It's Big C. It's Big C. It's a 7-time champion. Oh, he's not going for it. He's going into the pits. Oh, it's a mission abort. Mission abort. But what about Mitch Emery? What about Mitch Emery coming through the
Mantanari?
Mantanari, whatever you want to call him. As Vijay Mallya watches on from his cell as a Sister Force India snatches pole position here at the Italian Grand Prix. Provisional pole for Mitch Emery in the Force India, replacing Yano Racing as he grinds through turn 1, you know, really trying to get back to the pit as quickly as he can. So what a lap time for the
Tim
Force
Radio,
India
that's driver. For you, VJ, that's for you.
Yeah.
Vijay Mallya had been gnawing at the bars in his prison cell, throwing bread and water everywhere.
Yeah. And Lickle Blocks, Tom, you want to take us? You know, why don't you and Lee Finley just take us through Lickle Blocks' lap?
I let Lee. Lee's quite good at doing this. I like this. Go on, Lee. Where you going, mate?
Yeah, so Lickle's going to run the final corner, but he's going into the pit lane, so but we go around Parabolica.
Oh, spot on.
Yeah. And then Marquesas is in the pit lane. What about Ashbase? Easton is out lap. Anybody on the lap?
Leon's
going
to start one. You can take us through a lap on board with ILRT Leon.
Yeah, so he's just approaching turn 1. The brake just after the 100-meter board, which he does. Looking good. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there, but seems to be all okay at the moment. Yep, going just into the second chicane, up to 8th gear, really taking nicely. Could have collected that curve more, but it's okay.
Either spun off, mate, up to the a bit more.
Up to the first last mode, but he's messed it up. Although Ash Best.
Ash Breast, the Irishman. Here we go. We run down. Ash Best, not Ash Breast. As we run down to the end of sector 1, what's his time going to be? It's going to be 25.9, solid, if not spectacular, from Ash Best.
And what's Ash like to race against? Very quickly.
I have no idea, I'm not fast enough.
Lee, what's he like to race against? You know this man, very well. You've had some wheel-to-wheel battles with him. He is a reigning he's a former champion, but what is he like to battle against? Let our viewers know.
He's a really good racer. I've had a couple of good battles in PSGL so far. He's also my teammate in AOR on Sundays, which I which I'm winning that battle quite convincing. But to race with him, he's a good racer. He's very fair.
And do you think Voids has coached him well?
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, going in across the line. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's on pole. 87. That's a brilliant time. Ash base.
People say avoid voids, but maybe it's best to not avoid voids.
Yeah, good lap
yeah,
time there.
This is the Ash base that we know, because obviously he was very quick on F1 2017, but
right, I need to look for another driver. Guys, let's leave
CC Brain.
CC Brain, he's on a lap.
CC Insane, as the coaches 6-1.
God, you guys
Ferrari fans, tears in their eyes as they say, "Come on, CC Brain, put it on the pole position." As we approach, and he's gone left, he's gone right. His driving's kind of shite. Lesmo.
Yeah, MG UK issues. Yeah, I don't think this is a good lap time. I don't think this is. I think when you make a mistake like that around such a short lap, it's impossible to regain that time.
He's backed off because he's not using his ERA, so I think he's going to go again. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
will he have enough time?
No, I hope not. Who else have we got? Who we can go on board with? Oh, look at that AMS pulling off. He's pulling off to the side. The Scuderia Ferrari, currently 9th on the grid, is pulling over, and that's qualifying over for AMS.
Throwing tomatoes at him.
Right, who else is out there? Come on, Tom. Oh, CC Brain can only manage 4th. What about Lambo? Oh, he's off. Lambo's off. Lambo's off. The wheels have come. The wheels have come off.
We don't care about Lambo. It's all about Marquise.
Squeezy goes on the front row. Squeezy on the front row. What about Marquises? Marquises. Oh, he's too far behind.
Come on, Dems.
He's too far behind. Needs to drive that further up.
He's bottled it anyway. Bottle job. But moving on, Ailati, Leon, what can he do?
Mitch is 4th.
No one cares.
I think Mitch.
Oh, Mickey's gone 4th.
He's on a lap
right after this, guys.
Looking good. That's lovely. Go on.
Mitch
this
Emery.
is my teammate Radimor.
Oh, Mitch Emery!
Hang
on a minute, Mitch Emery! Forget the others, Mitch Emery in the Force India, the Racing Point Force India, as Vijay Mallya gnaws on his cell as the Force India rounds the Parabolica to the line. Can he snatch pole position? He just needs the 10th. There's a Force India driver and he can't. He can't do it. He can't do it.
He can't uncrap it. He cannot uncrap his lap.
As game of the best.
Marquez is first.
Oh my goodness.
That's my boy.
Odems.
And you said he bottled it well. That's a great time for him. Yeah. So it's Marquez on pole.
I thought he did.
Lickle's on the front row of the grid. Unbelievable. Odems and Lickle. Unbelievable. I'll tell you where I'd be on this grid. Plumb last.
I wouldn't even be on the grid. I'd still be at the last race. But anyway, if you look at the top 8, I like a crab's ass. So that tightly crammed in. But then you go from 1st down to 15th. You're like a wizard's sleeve. Look, the gap's ridiculous.
Yeah, unbelievable.
2 seconds covering them.
Odems on pole position. But Lickle, what a qualifying result for him. You know, the man said he'll deliver a podium last time out in Spa. Had a great race as he drove from the back of the grid. What a beautiful recovery drive, and he's on the front row again. Is Lickle blocks, fully justifying why he deserves to be in the F1 league along with Odem. So a lot of drivers really doing themselves justice. It's the Red Bulls outside the top 10, but it is Odem's on pole ahead of Lickle blocks. Ash Best with a fine 3rd place. Squeezy 4th, Mitch Emery 5th, Lambo 6th, CC Brain the lead Ferrari in 7th, Francis Jessica 8th, Abby Odom 9th, and Leon in 10th. And you've got AMS just outside the top 10. Won't have free tyre choice because it is expected to be intermediate conditions. So should be
looking at a nice racing.
One thing I also noticed is that the top 4 was separated by just over half a tenth, which is just ridiculously close.
Like, shut up. Quick question. You need to go and get your suit on and leave the commentary box and get in your car. What position are you going to finish in? How are you going to finish? And what day's your birthday on?
Well, my birthday's on the 4th of April. Where will I finish? I don't know. Hopefully hopefully in first, obviously. but realistically, if I get myself into the points, then I'll be happy. Just get some points on the board. It's what I need.
And
Good stuff.
Lee, very quickly, are you going to look to race to destroy if you can't race to win? You know, what would it mean if you get in front of Blizzard at the start of the race and really impact the title battle? Is that something that you're looking to do? Are you looking to make a name for yourself in PSGL F1? You know, caught headlines for all the wrong reasons, but if you get in front of the championship leader, you know, that's it. You can really make a name for yourself.
I'll give you a 10 if you take 60 out. Good lad.
Yeah, well, somehow I'm starting P14 when I'm on a qualifying ban. I didn't set a lap, so what's...
No, that's fine. That's fine. It is what it is. You've qualified where you have done. It's not your fault the other people didn't set lap time. So you know what? Well done to you.
I'd say P14 is actually better than a couple of my qualifying sessions this year. Yeah, that's what the qualifying ban, so... Well... So I'm not letting any of you pass since it's your own fault for having a qualifying ban. So
and you've got the championship leader alongside you. I know this is mouth-watering stuff because the championship leader's right behind you, and I can really see that's giving you a little bit of extra oomph, a little bit of extra inspiration to protect that position going into turn one. But braking markers will not be seen down to turn one. Braking distances will be a lot earlier in these conditions, so it's going to be a very, very tricky first corner. I can assure you there will be some drivers who will lose a front wing or two, so you know, it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out.
Oh, excuse me.
Right. Yeah, as we see Giancarlo Fisichella there at the Ascari, you know, really examining the wet conditions. Former F1 driver Giancarlo Fisichella enjoying the race here, and yeah, there's a lot of Felipe Finley coming around the Ascari.
Thumbs up from Felipe Massa, still part of the Ferrari family.
Yeah, and Luca Badua, you know, certainly influencing a few of the PSGL F1 drivers based on their wheel-to-wheel racing.
You get Margin here with Kit Moss. That's a combination you wouldn't expect to see in a Ferrari garage.
Yeah, and Sunita as well, good friend of Simon Cowell. She watches on from the McLaren garage here this evening. It's Odems on pole position, Lickle alongside, Ashbest in third. Well, my oh my, this is going to be an exotic run down into the first corner. Intermediate conditions here at Monza. We've got a mixed up grid. We've got the championship leader outside the top 10. We haven't got McSendit on the grid. But you know what? It's Odems on pole. It's Lickle Blocks alongside him. Lee Finley, the featured driver, down in 14th. It's 4 lights. It's 5 lights. And we're underway here at Monza. And Odems gets away reasonably well. Is he going to cover the inside? And look at that. Lickle Blocks has got a hell of a lot of wheel spin. And that enables Ashbest to take second place. But this is going to be an interesting first corner as Lickle tries to regain that position. Nash, it's not possible. It's not possible. But my oh my, they're going to go wheel to wheel. Can you see anything at the back there? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! There's collisions everywhere. Is that a Ferrari? It's a Ferrari. It's CC Brain. It's CC Brain's lost a wing. Oh, one of the Ferraris already in the wall.
It's not over yet, Aaron. They've got
for fuck's sake!
Lee Finley!
No.
Lee Finley's
I broke
around!
too late.
No, Lee Finley's lost a wing. Oh my goodness!
Oh no! No, you didn't. Keep going, Lee. Go on, Lee. Keep going.
My goodness!
Yeah, I broke
after this.
I broke too late. I broke too late, and I hit my teammate. So
yeah. So Mitch Emery is around. Emery is around, and he's making a move here on Sambam. Oh no! When drivers are frustrated, it usually ends in tears. You've got ILRT Cliffy down in 14th, Blizzard up into 10th. So good start for Blizzard. Great start for Lee Finley up into 6th. But my oh my, what an absolutely crazy race!
You've got Abby Dunn on your left there. What are you going to do with this? You're going to try and go around your parabolic, yeah?
Sorry.
No, just close the door, ease your car out. He's going to come back underneath you now. You've got EMS 97, cheered on by the thousands of supporters around the track as Abby Dunn. Behind Lee Finley, you have to shut up now, because I'm not giving you driver coaching. You can do it yourself.
He's lagging a bit.
That's all right. It all adds to the beauty of league racing. There's a little bit of lag as Lee Finley defends that position. They've all gone off. They've all gone off. AMS up into 7th. Lee Finley's got a penalty. And AMS, the silent man, profits from that. So interesting stuff here.
AMS, the man who communicates in Morse code, as he slots the car in 7th place with VSR Blizzard. The returning VSR Blizzard is up into 8th. He had a traumatic qualifying session with his teammate Lambo behind him, offering protection from the likes of Abiodun, Ailati Leon, Big C,
and AMS up into 6th.
Chim
Beautiful
Memory.
overtake. Beautiful overtake now. Having a go here is Blizzard on Lee Finley, and Lee Finley does not want to let this one go. He does not want to let this one go. This is the battle on stream we've all been waiting for. Lee Finley versus Blizzard. Blizzard needs to get this move done. He cannot afford to stay behind Lee Finley. Where there's Lee Finley, there's danger. And he's going to do the up and under. He's going to do it around the outside. Oh, fantastic stuff there. And Lee Finley has to concede that. He's going to come back at Blizzard. This battle is far from over. Blizzard has to defend the inside. We've got Lee Finley having to go around the outside at the Parabolica. Is it going to be possible? He's going to try it around the outside. Oh, runs out of road. But he's still got a straight to go. Can he get the traction? No, he can't. Blizzard's gone wide a little bit. As does Lee Finley. Oh, my goodness me. Crazy stuff. And it's Lambo. It's Lambo. He's going to have a go at his old friend, Blizzard, his teammate. And he's going to go for it down the inside of his feet. No, is that the championship battle? There to be won. But Lee Finley comes right back at him. Beautiful stuff.
Well, this race looks like it's almost over already, and you've got VSR Marquis, who we've not really paid much attention to because there's a lot of drama going on behind him. He's already pulled out a 3.7 second gap to the battling Asbest and ILRT Ickle, both of whom ran off at the chicane just there. So he's already got a big gap. So the McLaren team have got the car set up.
Seven-time champion, Big C's in the pit lane, and he's just coming out. Oh no, an issue.
Both Red Bulls are at the back there, so unfortunate.
Yeah.
We'll move on as we see the race leader now. He's got a 4.4 second gap over Asbest, who's fending off the attention of ILRT Ickle. Obviously no DRS during the wet phase of the races. Ickle looks to try and get his car as close as possible as he can. You've got Francis Jeffers in 4th place, 5th place TTG Squeezy, and 6th place so far, putting cheers and smiles on the faces of all the Italian fans. AMS 97 F1 in close attention with the championship leader Blizzard, defending champion.
Yeah, and this battle's getting exotic. I'm just going to have a look at Lambo here, having a go at Lee Finley around the outside. Force India versus Toro Rosso. Lee doing a fantastic job from where he qualified. But yeah, I don't think Lee's cut out for these conditions. He's struggling a little bit, but Lambo needs to get the move done. He cannot spend another lap behind Lee Finley. He's going to go for it around the outside. We've seen these two drivers miss their braking points in previous laps. Oh, this is brave from Lambo. He's going for it around the outside. Oh, he's going to run out of road. A little bit of contact.
He shuts the door.
Yeah, good defending there. Fantastic defending.
All that traffic behind him here, and it's like a train in India. They're all on board. They're all right behind him.
Yeah, and Blizzard's up into 6th. Francis Jessica's just been overtaken by Squeezy. Yeah, the battle for 4th and 5th. But Blizzard, what a restart for that man. From where he qualified, he's really coming back through the grid like there's no tomorrow.
Yes, our Marquis still maintaining a 4.2 gap to Asbest with ILRT Ickle. He's going to go around the outside of Asbest here as we approach this corner. I've got the fucking name in it. Oh, sorry, swearing. Ascari. We've just got Ascari for now. And Asbest says, no, I'm going to cover you off, mate. You're not going to go past me there. But I think ILRT Ickle is close enough to have a run up the Parabolica down the main street. He's not going to have the assistance of the DRS. He's got his ERS set as high as he can have it set at the moment. It's a level 2, level 3, as he's slowly moving it up, and he's going to try and have a go, I imagine, into turn 1. Doing.
Yeah, it's all about the traction here outside the Parabolica. How brave are you? How brave are you? Little's reasonably brave. He's going to have a decent run here. Asbest's got to think about it. Did he defend the inside, or did he not? He's got... it seems like he's got a good top end, so Little might not be able to send one down the inside. He's too far back and he's going to have to stay here in 3rd. You do not want to risk a podium finish, even though you're quicker. And yeah, no movement there. We're going to just have a look at Lambo. Sorry, there's a Renault in the background going for a move. It's Cliffy on Leon, the 2 stars from Austria, and Cliffy makes a move around the outside. there for 11th place. In fact, it's 3 wide. It's 3 wide. There's a Force India of Mitch Emery having a close look at the affair. There's contact. There's contact. Cliffy's around. The Croydon Clown. The Croydon Clown is missing a front left end plate. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that's not what you needed. You can't be going 3 wide in intermediate conditions, and the Croydon Clown.
Look, he's in his car and squeezing his nose. You know, his red nose.
Yeah, what about Blizzard? Blizzard looks like he's on the prowl here. He's got Francis Jessica in his sights. He's going to go for it down into the Ascari. Toronto versus Williams, and this looks like a routine overtake. Look at that, Francis Jessica trying to defend, but Blizzard just knows where he wants to put Francis Jessica, and he is the much faster vehicle. Surely for Francis' race, it's best to just let Blizzard go and just focus on getting the points, and that's exactly what Francis does. So fantastic battling here, fantastic opening start to the race. You know, a lot of drivers battling hammer and tongs. I know Mitch Emery's very close to Leon. So we have a quick look at that, Tom.
Mitch Emery and Leon. Yeah, let's get to that now. Oh, they're going to have a run down to turn 1, side by side, as Mitch Emery has been shown the outside. Leon is going to try and look for the inside into the hairpin. He's going to be braking a bit later, so you have to shove Mitch Emery out wide. As he does, bit of contact between the two of them. Mitch Emery puts his foot in and says, "You're not going to knock me off." And Mitch Emery trying to get on the traction quicker. As they walk around the corner, you don't want to be on the outside because that's where you can slip. He's going to try and come underneath him again. Down into the second hairpin here. He's going really, really wide to get through. Has he got enough speed? He's going to be the later breaker. He's going to be the bravest. They're still going side by side. Fantastic driving here between Mitch Emery and Ayala Leon. Quite possibly the cleanest racing of the weekend so far. And Mitch Emery still hanging it around the outside. It's like they're tied together.
That is fantastic wheel-to-wheel backing. You've got to give full credit to both drivers, in particular Leon.
In the conditions.
In particular Leon, you know, for not being naive and just keeping it down the inside. That's the type of driver I want to see in PSGL F1. A mature racer, wheel-to-wheel, doesn't make any mistakes, really fair with other drivers. And that's exactly what we're lacking in this division. Good, honest racers like Leon, you know, particularly doing a great job, you know, has to be said. Even though he's down in 12th, he's done a remarkable job this season. But, you know, surely there's other battles out there. Abby Oden closing in the back of Lee, and Lee has it filled. You've got Abby Oden right behind you. What's your mindset here? Do you protect what you've got? No, he's gone in. He's gone in. What's happened there, Lee?
I'm going to go for an early pit stop, try and chase my wing, although I do have a stop go penalty as well. So I'm just going to go for the undercut because I'm obviously struggling with my wing, so
you're struggling with the tyre temperatures as well, or?
No, just
you're going to come out. Sorry,
ahead of Maxi Luca.
The wing change.
He might not be ahead of Maxi. He might come out right behind. I know Lambo's just made a move on AMS. Oh, do we catch that? Yeah, no, we didn't. We're just going to see when Lee comes back out. The featured driver for today's race. I think it might be last, as we see lots of CC. And yeah, it's last place for Lee Finley. 18th place, last at the moment. And that must be a distraught sight. You at least want to be in front of one driver, but he's not cut adrift, and safety car's always a possibility. Back on board with Blizzard as he joins the battle for second place. If Blizzard can clear some of these cars, which is it's going to be tricky to do, then he's got a massive chance for a race victory.
Lap 7 of 27. VSR Marquis in a race of 1 at the moment, out front in the McLaren. In second is Ash Best in the Haas, with a lot of cars packed up behind him.
Blizzard's going for it. He's made a move on Squeezy. Down into the Parabolica. Will Squeezy come back on traction? No, he can't. And Blizzard doing a fantastic job. This driver could be one of the greatest drivers you'll ever see in PSGL F1. He's won the Race of Champions. He's won the PSGL F1 title. And can he do it back to back? Because only 2 drivers have done it back to back in history. That's Big C and myself. And Blizzard certainly, you know, starting to become a PSGL folklore legend if he can pull this off. If he can win from the back of the grid practically in these conditions, my oh my, it'll be one of the greatest drivers you'll ever see.
I just think the defending's been very weak here, and I think they've almost, because it's his birthday, allowed him through. Well, on you go, there's your present. Up you go into 4th place as he looks to be putting the pressure on. Ayala Ickle. We all know this won't be a surefire pass. Obviously, Ickle quite happy to be running in the podium positions.
Who's this? Ash.
Ickle. Blizzard's on the back of Blizzard on the back of Lickle.
Oh, sorry. My brain just had a fart there. Yeah, no, that's all right. Yeah, Lickle won't make it easy. You know, if Lickle's battling for a podium, he will definitely not make it easy. Lickle's here to fight for himself. He's not here to fight for other people. He's not here to fight other people's battles. He's in it for himself. You know, Lickle, one of the most selfish men you'll ever find on a PSGL F1 grid. It's all about him. It's all about me when it comes to Lickle. You know, he wants to think, how can I better improve my circumstances? As he slides out of the parabolica. Oh my, now it's going to give an opportunity. Is it for Blizzard, who's going to have a run? Will Lickle defend the inside? If he's a racer, he will fight hammer and tongs for this position. He leaves the inside open, maybe thinking, my battle's not with you, Blizzard. And, you know, maybe that's what we need to see a bit more of.
2 for 1, he's going to get access as well. No, there's contact. A bit over-eager there from Blizzard, thinking Ash Best was leaving the door open for him. There's a now approach round the curve, something. And the second
Curva Grande, the Curva Grande.
That's the one.
As Blizzard, is he going to go for it around the outside of Ash Best? What an overtake! Absolutely phenomenal.
Bit of end plate there.
For who?
Haas just lost a bit of end plate. Squeeze has been shoved out wide. He's lost a few positions there.
Lickle and Francis Jessica. Francis Jessica down the inside of Lickle and going to take 4th place. Lickle trying to stay around the outside. Oh, that's risky for Lickle. And loses a position, and Lambo might have a run now down into the chicane before the Ascari. We don't know what it's called, and Lickle defends the inside. I don't know if conditions are worsening, but yeah,
it looks like it. Could be the potential to go on forward. So, how are you doing back there, Lee? Obviously, in 18th place at the moment. How are you feeling, and you're confident of coming further up the grid?
Yeah, well, it's purple per sector, so.
Check you out. So you get a bonus point.
Yellow flags. Is it Leon? Has he got an issue? I don't know. The yellow flags. I think Leon might have had a moment there.
No yellow flags here, and I think you're.
No, there was a yellow flag there. Leon did lose a position there.
Three wide.
Ooh.
No.
Nearly.
Nearly.
Ash Best and Abby Oden. Sorry, AMS and Abby Oden. And Abby Oden up into 8th, so AMS crawling down the woodwork. Leon's out. I did say there were issues for poor Leon. Oh, no.
Poor little Leon.
Yeah,
Poor little Leon.
Struggling at the moment, poor guy.
Yeah, not sure.
Who do we go on board with now, you know? That promotes what about the back of the grid? Sorry, I'm just looking at Cliffy. Cliffy gonna go for it on Big C. There's a little bit of lag involved. But no.
Oh, and he's run wide. Under pressure from the Croydon thing. As he goes through, and CC Brain, the Ferrari, is going to be trying to take on the 7-time champion as they go down to the Curva. Said the name of it, I can't pronounce it.
Curva Grande.
Curva Grande, that's the one. And now go back on board with the leaders. BSR Mikey's give some attention to the top of the grid. He's 8 seconds ahead. No point staying there. You've got Blizzard, who's now opening a gap behind him to Ash Best. Francis Jessica in 4th place with Ailati Ickle in 5th.
Yeah, and Leon very distraught in the comment section. You know, I can't be asked for this game. So Leon's starting to hit a form dip when he doesn't need it as we watch Mitch Emery pass AMS. AMS really struggling in these conditions. He's like a fish, without a head at the moment, gutted fish. And AMS really struggling to swim in these conditions as he loses another position. Now he's into 10th, and that might be his limit for tonight. He'll be happy with a point. He said if I can get a dirty point, he'll be happy with it. But for Ferrari, it's certainly not a good day as Lambo puts Lickle under pressure. He's gone for a move there. Lickle cuts the corner. Is he going to keep the position through cutting the corner? I love this. I love these types of battles. They're my favourite. As we see these
naughty though, isn't it, Aaron?
It is, but I just like it. The greed of the man to refuse to give up that position, and Lickle blocks.
Something you've done in the past, or?
I've done it many a time, and I've got away with it. And look at that, Lambo weaving, saying, "Give me that position back," and Lickle's not moving out of the way. Lickle's a racer at heart. He will fight hammer and tongs for these types of positions. He's fighting for his career. As Lickle didn't have a point. He's struggling, but he got a good result last time out, and he needs these points desperately. Told me he just needs them. CC picks up another penalty. Oh, who's this? Lambo on Nickel. Goes for it.
Oh, side by side. It's going to be... I think Nickel tactically there, he's letting him through so he can have a... We've got another pit stop, CG Squeezy's pitted, so the pit window's open here, as Nickel Blocks comes up behind Lambo. Lambo's going to force him out wide. Who's going to be the bravest on the brakes? Bit of contact there. There's Lambo up. Shows him the outside line and says, no, you're not getting me there. As you know, took the run to Trevor Grandy. And you see both Mercedes running, line of stern, 6th and 7th. Abbey Odom is catching up to the pair of them.
Yeah.
Imagine the leaders, who'll be the first to blinker, and you've got a gap. They've all got a gap of about 2 seconds.
Well,
1 second to 4th.
Odems hasn't got any rush to pit. As we see Lickle here going for a move on Lambo. Lambo defends the inside. Lickle refusing to give this one up, and Lambo doing some fine defending. But I'll tell you what, Lickle is not going to give this one up. Let's have a look at his Urza for a second. He's got a lot left. He's going to whack it up to overtake. He's going for it. Lambo in front, also trying to defend. Lambo hasn't got much ERS at his disposal, so Lickle will, might sense that and might think about making a repass. But at this moment, it's all about points for these guys, and it's about keeping it on the track. It's not an easy track to drive in these types of conditions. Even though it's full of a lot of straights, it's fast speed. If you lose it at fast speed, you're out of the race pretty much. There's no room for errors. Ash Best battles Francis Jessica, who moves up into a podium scoring position. Is Ash heading for the pit lane? Ash is. Ash goes in. Blizzard's in. Odems is in. And Francis Jessica takes the lead. If I was Odems, I wouldn't have pitted so early. It's all about track position. You wait for the others to blink. If you've got that margin, then... yeah, but it all depends on where he comes out. He'll come out in clean air.
Who else is also pitted, Darren? Who else is also pitted? So we can see if they can jump them.
Squeezy's pitted. Squeezy, one of the first drivers to pit. And actually a good stop there from Odems. He's just come out in front of Sandbound Kid. That is crucial for his race. But he will have AMS to contend with up the road. That could be a question mark driver for him.
Yeah, a bit of action coming down the straight now as Matt Taluka looks to go side by side with Mitch Emery, who eases his car back onto the racing line. He's going to be struggling to get the tyres up to temperature. Chance for Matt Taluka to strike as Sam Bam Kid. It's a 3-second penalty.
Oh, there's an issue here. There's an issue here. Francis Jessica has got an issue. He's lost positions there to Abbey Odom and Lambo. I don't know what's happened to Francis Jessica. An error made for Francis Jessica. Oh no, leading the race. You can't be making errors like that when you're leading the race. What an absolute bottle job. You're on for a podium and you do that. Oh, he's just on the pit stop window as well, Tom.
Yeah, not the ideal thing you want to do. That's a problem if you do stay out just the extra lap, maybe the extra 2 laps. You're going to put yourself in harm's way, especially with your tyres, losing grip, losing performance.
Oh dear.
Lee Finley! Lee Finley's out! Big C's out! Sorry, Big C's out!
No.
What happened? Big C's out of the race!
Big C was right in front of me and then he just lost the car and spun and... yeah.
Yeah, action in the pit lane, it's all kicking off. The 7-time champion out of the race. So he's struggling for form as a 7-time champion as a flurry of activity in the pit lane. And Odems retakes the lead. So beautiful stuff there for Odems. So he's on for his first ever PSGL F1 race victory. Lickle comes out in front of Abbey Odom. So that means net position will be 4th. So jump to Ash Best and all that. Ash Best having a horrid time going in for the early pits. I've lost so many positions there, did Ash Best. And yeah, it really hampered the race for Ash Best, who qualified really well. He's a fighting driver, but may not get the reward that he deserves for his efforts.
Surprised though, Sandbound Kid decided to stay out. He's losing it. He's going all over the place at the moment. He's obviously gone on these tyres for too long. He's probably going to spoil any chance he's currently had of getting a points finish for staying up for so long. He's currently running second. I highly doubt he'll be able to get 27 laps out of these tyres, but everyone likes to try it.
It's risk versus reward. He what's he got to lose? His yellow flags again.
Yellow flag sector 2.
The second Red Bull's out. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
What an absolute shame.
He's lost it. The virtual safety car. He's lost it at the...
Good time for Sam to pit. Great time for Sam to pit. I don't know where he'd come out.
Yeah.
He'd probably come out pretty far behind because of the gap.
6th, 7th possibly.
Yeah,
Well,
good time
commentator's
for...
curse seems to have rewarded him, because I was saying he's probably going to write off any chance he's got of a point, but obviously kind of a chance now.
Yeah,
all the
Maxi
cars
should
go
be
through.
in. Maxi should be in.
Certainly, the only two drivers remaining who've not pitted.
Oh, it's back.
As
It's back
McLaren
underway. It's back
and
underway.
PSR
Mitch Emery.
Marquez,
Mitch Emery on Ash. Mitch Emery on Ash is back underway. And Mitch Emery using this opportunity to pounce on Ash Best as we head down into the first corner. What can Ash Best do? He can't defend it off. Mitch Emery making a move around the outside. Look at that. There's a McLaren down the inside. It's Squeeze. He's trying to squeeze his way through.
Make room for a little bear. Squeezy's trying to squeeze through. As we go down round the Curva Grande. TCG Squeezy looking at the back of Ash Best. Haas, is he going to try and probe the inside? He's going to have to be careful because he's got a force in here. But Mitch Emery in front, don't want to make contact, and they nearly do. Pushes him out wide.
Yeah, I don't know where Ash could have gone.
Space there.
I don't know where Ash could have gone because Squeezy went far too deep on the brakes. I think Ash left him a lot of space. It's not his fault. I can't blame Ash for that.
$1 short.
Yeah, it's not Ash's fault. Squeezy sent it down the inside from a mile back, and in these conditions, if you overshoot your braking just by smidges, even though Ash left a lot of room down the inside, you know, Squeezy really needs to slow that down a lot earlier.
I don't think it was on really, because you had the Force India ahead of they both had the Force India ahead of him, and to late break, you ideally need that little bit of a gap for you to sneak your nose through, and unfortunately it was not there. But Mitch Emery will be delighted. He's lost two cars who were both behind him. The Force India running in 7th.
Yeah, the battle for the final podium position is going to resume here. Lambo versus Lickle. So, and let's keep an eye on Blizzard, who is catching Odems on his birthday. So Blizzard's birthday today, catching Odem slightly. Gap currently 4.8 seconds. So there's still a lot of time left in this race. If Blizzard can catch 4/10 a lap, he will be on him by the final lap of the race. So just in the final couple of laps.
Could get a bit spicy here between Lickle and Lambo, depending if Lickle can keep up the momentum and catch up to the back of that Toro Rosso. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, I'm just having a look here. CC Brains in again. The poor man just having an awful race here for Ferrari. But the battle for the final point should get quite tasty between AMS and Sambam Kid. Sambam, obviously the fresher. Got the fresher rubber drivers ahead of him. AMS struggling a little bit, so this could prove to be quite a tasty battle for the final point as well. And Tom, can we have a quick look at the winners and losers of this race? You know, have a look. Let us know what you see.
Okay.
I've just put it up on the screen for our.
There we go. So the winners at the moment. PSR Marquez, he's obviously been leading since lap 1. You've also got Blizzard, who's moved up 13 positions to 2nd place, joined by his teammate Lambo, who's moved up 3 places. Iolati Lickle losing 2, Abby O'Dunn gaining 4, but also you got Cliffy, who's found his way in the point in 9th place, currently collecting 2 points all the way from the back, even though we did actually question his tactics in qualifying to go on the yellow marked tyres. Sam Bamkid on his return to PSGL F1 currently running in 12th place. And unfortunately, I have to say, it's been a shocking drive with so much promise from the Ferrari drivers. CC Brain temporarily put his car on P1 during qualifying, only to come the race be at the back, which is unfortunate. Pressure will be on.
Yeah.
They're going to be Ferrari drivers next season.
Yeah, and just to note that Cliffy is had the average highest for gaining the position relative to his qualifying position this season, average of 7 places per race, which is incredibly impressive. But it has to be noted that Blizzard has set the fastest lap last race, and the gap is down to 4.1 seconds, so that battle is firmly on as Squeezy approaches the back of AMS. The battle for the final point, the Ferrari driver will not make it easy. You know, really respectable driver is AMS, and he will not make it easy. He will not want to give this position up without a fight.
No, especially at Ferrari's home circuit. They've got out there scary. Squeezy trying to shove around the outside. Yeah, a little touch there. Squeezing caution. Throwing caution to the wind. He doesn't care if he loses a bit of end plate as long as he can gain a point. He's also going to be smarting after that incident earlier on with Ash Best. He tries to go on the outside. Maybe the Renault powered McLaren just doesn't have enough in the straight line speed.
Oh, he's nearly lost it. He's nearly lost it. Oh, that's a brilliant save. Brilliant save there from Squeezy. it just shows how tight the margins are. You know, snap of oversteer. If you don't correct that, he's into the walls, and that car is out of the race. And I think Cliffy's catching up to his old rival Ash Best as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. In fact, we'll keep an eye on it now. Look at that, the side by side.
Side by side.
Fuck, let's get on board with them. Take us through this, Tej.
Yeah, Cliffy is going to defend the outside line. Ash Best coming at the inside. It's going to be a battle of wills. Who's going to be strongest on the brakes? It looks like Ash Best is going to try and float the inside. Cliffy giving him the room respectably as he now come down the Lesmores. Ash Best is still on the outside. Cliffy should come across like
Cliffy's got the move. Cliffy's got the move. Squeezy behind us. Free breast. Sam Bam having a go. AMS loses a position there to Squeezy, and I think we saw some end plate damage. I don't know if it was the Williams that lost an end plate or was it the Ferrari. Oh, amazing stuff there. Amazing stuff. But AMS struggling here at Ferrari Home Grand Prix, and now the battle for 11th between Sam Bam and AMS. Oh, it's a very tricky corner to make an overtake, and yeah, they just about get through. Just about. Unbelievable. Look at that. AMS gives him a little tap there, says I don't want to give that position up. AMS incredibly frustrated. But Tom, incredible battling there between Ash and Cliffy.
He's coming back. He's coming back though.
Oh, the balls of the man. Unbelievable. AMS refusing to give this one up for Ferrari. Absolutely wanting a point. He said he'd be disappointed if he didn't leave with a point here.
Aside. He's going for it, Aaron. He goes up the inside. Is Sam Bam going to percolate and try and get the undercut on him? No, they're all going side by side still. Getting a bit stupid there as they almost run each other off, but it's racing. That's what happens when you're fighting for positions such as 11th. As we go further up the grid now, and I think there's a little bit of a battle going to be growing here. You're going to have the Mercedes of Ayalati, Lickle and Francis Jessica in the Williams.
Oh, AMS back around the outside. I know we're going to go on board with that, but this battle was just incredible. And you know what? Lee's joining this. Lee, what can you see? What can you see, Lee? Just describe us from your view, what you're seeing in front of you.
Just good, clean racing.
Is that a little lie? No.
Yeah, they made a wee mistake there.
Just a wee bit.
Oh, Squeezy's left. Oh, he's disconnected, I think.
Yeah,
Squeezy's left the
session. This is the battle for the final point, Lee. Final point.
Yeah, go on, Lee.
Yeah, I want them points. Or I want that point. I got all the tire.
What's Zafnar saying in your ear, Lee?
Oh, he's joined already. So.
What's Matt Zafnar saying? What words of encouragement from the pit wall?
He's just saying keep going.
Mr. Moyes, has he said anything?
He's saying, come on, Lee, get that point.
Yeah.
Lee, get that point.
Sam having another go at Ash Best. Sorry, at AMS. I'm getting the wrong names mixed up. And AMS using all that horsepower to defend. He's got to take the inside. He's got to brake and he's got to claim that apex. He's got to claim the second apex. His yellow flag's out there somewhere. I'm not sure who for. Seems like that issue.
Sector 1.
Yeah, that's up the road. I don't think it's for any of these guys. I can't see anybody losing that time rapidly.
No, nothing stands out there, so we'll stay on board with this little fight.
Yeah, there's something about battles for the final points that I find really salivating, and you know, maybe because I've been involved in a few of these battles, I know what it means. You don't want to leave the race empty-handed. You know, you give your all in positions like this. You don't want the embarrassment of leaving with nothing. It can be a really daunting feeling when you're down there, but when you've got some hope, got some aspirations, you really, really give it your all to walk away with something. And AMS defending hammer and tongs, and you've got to admire the man for that. I know the battle up front is down to 1.9 seconds, so we will keep an eye on that. Abby Oden up into 4th as well.
I've been watching that, Aaron.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
I'll give you a call if the gap comes down even smaller. As you see, VSM Mac, he's sliding everywhere coming out of the chicane. Around the Curva Grande. He'll be sweating and he'll be thinking a lot.
We're going to stay with 11th and 10th. AMS struggling there for traction. Surely now. The move's going to be done here from Sam. He can't defend. AMS can't defend this, surely. He's got to be last at the late breakers. He's got to keep that line really narrow. Look at that. He's got to be last at the late breakers. He is. He's not going to slow it down, is he? Oh, unbelievable braking there for AMS. Parts it on the apex. He's got Sam Bam around the outside. He's got Lee Finley right behind him. Surely it's going to be the cue for Lee Finley here to make this overtake. Sam Bam Kid escapes for the final point, but Lee is on much worn tyres. and my CC's out, and yeah, I don't know where this battle for the final point's going to end. In fact, AMS coming back at Sam. Surely you think? No, he can't keep it in there. Sam's just got to take this and run now.
Absolutely brilliant to watch, and I'll just have a quick look. Oh, yellow flag in sector 1, don't know how that's for, as we see.
Yes, it's been retired.
Abby done behind Lamboyd, been pulling him in ever so.
Yeah, the battle's not over for the final point. Sorry, AMS. Oh no, he can't do it. Oh, I'm really sorry. This battle is absolutely fantastic. AMS picks up a 3-second time penalty. Well,
just go for it, Lee. Shove it inside down to turn 1.
No, don't
I'll try to. Yeah, I'll go for it if I can. If you don't go, you no longer go for a gap that exists. You're no longer a racing driver. So
yeah,
that's it, mate. Ball deep. Get in there.
I don't want to go to the battle for the lead because this is just brilliant stuff. And I'm sure Lee Finley now is at his cue to make an overtake on AMS, who's running out of ERS. Lee Finley senses an opportunity. AMS senses an opportunity of Sam. Are they both going to go for it? Down the inside goes Lee Finley. Oh, brave overtake. Sam goes wide. Is he going to go for a move around the outside? Is Lee? Oh, fantastic. Oh, there's contact. Oh. There's contact. There's a Force Indy off. There's a Ferrari off, and that gives Squeezy the gap to reclaim 11th. Amazing will-to-will racing. Just got a bit too tight, but we are going to switch directly to the battle up front between Blizzard and Odems. This is going to be an absolute finale with 5 laps to go, Tom. My, oh my.
Absolutely. The gap hasn't been coming down as often as it was previously, when it's been fluctuating between 1.7 to 1.4. We've also got Lambo trying to fend off the advances of Abiodun for the final podium position. Littlebox looks quite far out the picture there, with Francis Jessica within a second. But VSR Marquis is going to be made to fight for this race win, which will be his first in PSGL F1. And if he's going to earn it, he's going to have to earn it the hard way, fending off the defending champion of Blizzard, who started all the way back in 15th after a horrendous qualifying session, Ewan.
Yeah, and former 7-time champion of this league, just saying that his season's over. You know, Big C ready to throw in the towel. And you know what? Over the seasons, over the season, Tom, we've had some famous drivers announce retirements around the Monza circuit. You know, after the Monza race, we've had Red Neville, who I'm sure you remember. You know, man allegedly using grip hacks. He announced his retirement. He said, that. You know. Myself, I announced my PSGL F1 retirement after this race, and then I had 3 races left. So, you know, I wonder if Big C, you know, may also make his announcements around a track which has served him so well. So, Monza, a really famous track, so it'd be interesting to see what he's got to say. If he is,
on behalf of myself and Adam Fish, thanks for your input and the championships you've won on the site over the years. You know, the site and the leagues obviously advance and go on. Obviously, it's moved on from me. One day move on from yourself and Conor. So that's racing. I mean, I'll be leaving probably at the end of the season as well. As I was racing F7, it was only just one season. So yeah, 2 announcements. Anyway, we've got on board with the leaders now. Marquis, the gap is now down to 8/10. He's got 4 laps to fend off the advances of VSR Blizzard, and the gap is under a second. Blizzard will be saying, the track's dry enough, open the DRS. That's what you can hear on the turn radio. He's saying, give me the DRS. And the FIA turned around saying, no DRS.
What the hell is happening here?
Sorry, there's an issue here. What was he talking about?
Sam Bamka just hit the back of Squeezy.
That's alright, that's good. Forget them, because it's now about the battle for the lead. So Lee, we're going to cut you off now, because this is the priority. But thank you for letting us know about Sambam Kid's adventures with Squeezy. So the battle for the final point definitely heating up there. But it's all about the battle for the lead. It's Blizzard versus Odems. Odems wanting to win a race. He will definitely not give this up. If you're a racing driver, you do not give this up. And Odems really, you know, struggling to keep some in reserve. And for Blizzard, it's a birthday present that he'll want. He'll want to win 4 on the trot. You know, not many drivers have won.
16 birthday points for the 16-year-old.
Yeah,
that's what he'll be after.
Yeah, I can't remember many drivers winning 5 on the trot off the top of my head. Red Neville done it. Big C's done it. Ash Best has done it. and I've done it, and we're talking about PSGL F1. Tom, we're talking about PSGL F1.
I've done it offline. Does it still count? Anyway, moving on from that, which I have done, we've now got a battle. It'll be a popular win in the paddock if VSR Marquis does manage to get the race win, but he's going to have to fend off Blizzard, who is now within 2/10 of a second. As they go around the Curva Grande, there'll be sweat dripping off the head of Marquis, as he's going to be under so much pressure for the remaining 2.5 laps. Zach Brown on the pit wall, body weight in chocolate. He is so anxious watching the end of this race.
And Tom,
His
we've got
legs going and
Sunita.
everything.
We've got Sunita in the McLaren garage, as we pointed out at the start. How can
She
we
was in the
forget her?
Ferrari garage at the start of the race.
No, she's
Little
in.
slag
She's
of
now.
it. Okay. Right, anyway, moving on. Abby done. He's doing nothing. Let's have another look at the leaders. Marquis in P1. He's got 4/10 to fend off Blizzard. Blizzard on his birthday, looking for the birthday 6 points. But we all know that Marquis, with his racing, he'll be defending that tooth and nail. It's going to be a very tense last 2 laps. And what a way to finish off the weekend with PSGL in Monza.
Yeah, and you know what? Blizzard will know at the moment that most of these championship rivals are not going to be scoring points here tonight. Game of the best. Big C, McSendit, not in the points. So I wonder if Blizzard's going to take a little bit of mercy on Odems and just bring home the second place. It's points in the bag. And it's definitely going to be another title here again this season. But he's gone for the overtake. Odems defends the inside. He's got Blizzard around the outside, down into the braking zone for turn 1. He's going to make a move around the outside. Surely Odems has got to squeeze him out of space.
Shut the door! Shut the door! Oh no!
He's made the move. And Odems has gone off into the grass, and Blizzard takes that position. And I can hear "fuck's sake" at the back. I don't know what's happened. Is AMS having a go at Lee Finley? Lee defends the inside. AMS around the outside. I don't know if Lee's got damage. Lee, can you update us?
David Moyes.
Yeah, I got damage.
You have to stay out.
Car.
You have to stay out.
Lee, I'll tell you what, mate. David Moyes is going to have your ass out. He's going to take his belt off and he's going to be fucking smacking you because you're doing awful this weekend. Bloody
I know.
Have you not learnt your lesson? Moving on. DSR Blizzard hits Lee. Sambam Kid. What a wonderful return to PSGL it is. And he tops it off with a lovely retirement. As Lee Finley going side by side with AMS. Pink versus red. Red versus pink.
Got to go to overtake.
As he goes around the outside. Going to try and hang it around the outside. No. You're going to come back underneath. Just walk it through, Lee. Sod it. Go for it. Why not? There you go, see. Turn it on him. Good lad. Go there if you want. What are you doing? Oh, fair enough. I don't think this has worked here with having the drivers in the commentary booth. I think he was supposed to leave after qualifying. Anyway, we'll move on. The last lap of the race, VSR Blizzard, as he goes over the start-finish line.
Yeah, there's issues everywhere. Francis Jessica in 6th, Little 5th. You know, there's still battles going on, but Little surely we have to defend this. Little's got plenty of ERS in reserve. This is last chance saloon. Last chance saloon for Francis Jessica. Does he send it down the inside a little here? Oh, he goes for it. He goes for it down into the chicane. There's contact. That is awful, awful driving. You can't. Oh, you can't. Oh, this is disgusting. Come on.
Lee, are you going to do it? Louis Walsh in the Force India garage he's clapping his hands. I really like him. I like it, Simon. As he goes down the curve of Parabolica, Lee Finley, he's going to put a smile on Louis Walsh's face. As we have to turn down the turn 1.
I want to go
inside.
I want to go with Francis.
Oh, there's contact.
There's going to be contact.
Oh, there's more contact. Contact. Oh, this is embarrassing. Breaking late. Oh.
What an agricultural battle.
Nice
what
and dirty.
Yeah, I've got to go on board with the leaders. I don't know where Blizzard is. He's coming out there of Diascari. He's driven superbly well on his birthday. Where did he qualify? I can't remember. He qualified 15th, and he's going to win. Not many drivers have won from the back of the grid. We've seen drivers win from the back of the grid at Monaco. And it's going to be Blizzard. Blizzard wins at the Monza Grand Prix, the Italian Grand Prix. Odems in second, a fine podium. Could have been a win. Lambo defends off third ahead of Abby Oden. But who's going to get it on podiums? We're going to go back to Lee Finley, but I think that battle's well and truly back.
AMS and Lee Finley for the wooden spoon. What's going on?
My tyres are falling off the cliff, so...
Cliffy and AMS! Cliffy and Ashbest battling, look at this! Two drivers who fought for the title in season 19 vying for 8th place, and Ash Best picks him to the line. Oh my goodness me, what an absolutely phenomenal battle there. We just managed to catch that, but yeah, crazy stuff. Lickle picks up 4th, Abby Oden had penalties. Mitch Emery 6th, Francis Jessica 7th, Ash Best 8th. 9th for Cliffy, 10th for Squeezy, 11th for Ash Best, and Maxine Luca in last. In fact, it's up 12th because of Lee Finley's penalty. So Lee Finley finishes last place.
Yeah, it's just didn't have the tyres at the end there. But yeah.
Oh well, it was quite an. I don't know, it wasn't really entertaining, was it? It didn't feel like there was any rhythm in the race. There's too many battles spread out. You know, you normally have to concentrate. Once it breaks down, you get 5 or 6 to the front. One of those funny races where you just think you really get into a rhythm. That's from my perspective anyway. I thought it was quite a difficult race to commentate on. But move on. Next week it's going to be even better, I imagine. If Monza in the wet's not entertaining, I'm pretty sure Azerbaijan with the street race, that'll be a fantastic one to watch. Look after your wing there, Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, just a shame we didn't get in the points. I am knackered after that because I was pushing as hard as possible.
One moment, Lee. We'll come back to you later as we have a rundown now. Taking the race win on his birthday, VSR Blizzard in second in the McLaren, VSR Marquis in third is VSR Lambo in the sister Red Bull Toro Rosso, fifth Irati Lickle in the Mercedes AMG Petronas. We win all your races. Fifth Abby O'Donnell in the Mercedes AMG Petronas, Mitch Henry in the Force India, Francis Jeffers in the Williams Racing, Ash Brest in the Haas, and Irati Cliffy in ninth, taking home some points which you'll be delighted with, and the final point going to the McLaren driver TTG Squeezy. Yeah,
so neither Ferrari scoring a point here today. Disappointing stuff.
Tragedy.
I'm just going to invite the podium finishers in, which is Blizzard and Lambo. I think that's Lambo's first PSGL F1 podium, so happy for Lambo. Great drive. I can't find Blizzard on my list.
I'll be having his face shoved into the birthday cake. I'll be absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, 1 second, Tom. They can't hear you on stream because I'm just on the PSM menus. Sorry, I'm just trying to get Lambo in. And the last, who finished second? It was Odems.
So, Lee, do you want to do interviews?
No. We can't let Lee do them. You know, I think we've got to protect Lee.
Yeah, I was. Well, I didn't see the leader, so.
No, well, thank you for joining us, Lee. Good race for you. Caused a few headlines, but you know, ultimately last place for your efforts here tonight. So, you know, disappointing day, but you know, good, valiant fighting effort with the likes of AMS, causing you know, a few question marks on stream. So thanks for that, and thank you for your insight.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mr. Blizzard, and congratulations on the race win.
Yeah, and Tej had a special surprise for you. He was going to sing "Happy Birthday" to Blizzard.
I wasn't Blizzard. Don't worry about that. He's talking crap. I'll just say happy birthday, many happy returns,
Happy birthday.
and congratulations on 16 points. Normally, when I was 16, I got 16 bumps off everybody in the classroom, but you're getting 16 points, so congratulations to that. Right, so we've only got the two of you at the moment, so do you want to talk us through your race, Blizzard, starting at the back and working your way through?
Well, I'm going to have to talk about quali first because I had no practice for that because I was just doing some other things. And I came into it hoping that I could get a good qualifying session and just lost it when turn 4, which is a shame because I didn't think I should have put my car out, but I did. Then into the race I just concentrated on not get damage on that one. Obviously picked up quite a few positions as well, like 7. And my main aim was just to keep clean. And then yeah, I just kept passing everyone until I got up to the front, basically second. Until then I saw Odin was rocketed away, so I didn't really think I had any chance until I started catching him second of lap, and VSC gave me a second as well. So it was just really barely catching from the rest after the VSC, and caught him and passed him. Apparently I hit him as well, but I didn't hear him on my screen, so.
That's all that matters.
That's one of those things. You know what the game's like. Odam's moving on to you. Spectacular pole position. We all know what you're capable of, and so close to that first race win. Do you want to talk us through your race?
Yeah, I got pole. It was not right up. I had a wet setup, so it was pretty good to pull that out the bag. Then in the race, I was astonished at my pace at the start of the race because I was just pulling away from Ash and Nico when they were battling. I was like 8 seconds clear, 7 seconds clear.
Yeah.
And then Blizzard got ahead, and he was catching me like a couple tenths. Some laps he wouldn't catch me. Then in the second stint, I don't know what happened, but he just gained like a second, and he was just so much quicker than me. Like there's nothing else. He was just way too quick, and I had a penalty, so I didn't want to fight him too hard.
No.
Yeah, he hit me on my screen, but it was probably decent because it was a weird contact. But yeah, I don't want to fight him too hard. If he had a penalty as well, or I didn't have a penalty, I would have definitely fought for it more. But second is all right. But I just felt like when you have an 8-second gap, you really shouldn't throw it away. He was just so quick.
No. I was going to query with you myself actually. Is it not that in the past? I remember Brazil, you seem to struggle with tyre wear. You just seem to just wear away at the tyres. I think that might have been the case with the second stint, because I think you actually went in the pits earlier than Blizzard. Do you think maybe that one lap earlier might have played somewhat in the demise of the race win?
No, we pit the same lap. My tire wear was okay. I was saying, like, in the party, I was like, where's my pace gone? And then Lambo and Fran were like, it's not your pace. Blizzard just got quicker. And then I checked the fastest laps. My fastest lap is like the second fastest lap, or the third fastest lap, but it's half a second off of him. So I don't really know what I could have done, because I really didn't want to spin out if I tried pushing even more. So.
Just a question, Odems. You had such a big lead, and how did you pick up that 3-second time penalty? Because given your position, leading the race, it's quite a naive error to make. Myself or Big C, we would never make an error like that, given your commanding position. Was it a lack of experience? Was it a lack of experience, a bit of naivety? What happened?
Well, it's not a lack of experience, because I've been league racing for 4 years. Not a lack of experience.
You're just a baby coming to league racing.
It's just a lack of me being terrible at corner cut warnings. Yeah.
Well, listen, your race win's probably going to come this season. You're getting closer and closer, and
good result.
I'm sure you'll get it this season, if not next or whenever.
Let me have a little word with Lambo, the driver who I handpicked to promote from PSGL F2 to move up into PSGL F1. Last season's F2 champion, of course, and now gets his second podium finish of the season. Last time he won at Brazil, but you're back on the podium. Your season looks like it's getting back on the track. You must be absolutely delighted with that result. No, fair enough. And you beat your brother here tonight as well, Squeezy. Is that, you're going to be eating all the biscuits tomorrow morning? How's that going to work in the household?
We don't really
talk.
Yeah, we don't talk yet. And now we don't really care about where each other come. We kind of support each other, but
Fair enough. Well, sorry to hear that, but well done on your podium finishing.
Yeah.
Have you got any questions, Tom?
No, just say congratulations to all three of them, and thanks so far for your entertainment this season. This is probably going to be my last race commentating. Obviously, there's been a few issues in recent weeks, so thank you all for your efforts this season, and good luck for the remainder of the season. It's been a pleasure talking over your races. Good luck, and see you all soon.
Yeah, and special thanks to Tej for joining me in the commentary box this season. We'll see you all next time out at Azerbaijan.